The previous episode saw Osman Bey successfully rescuing his sons, Alaeddin and Orhan, from Mongol captivity. This victory, however, is likely to trigger new threats. The Mongols, humiliated by their loss, may retaliate with a larger-scale attack, forcing Osman Bey to fortify his defenses and prepare for an imminent battle. Meanwhile, Turgut Alp's return has stirred excitement among fans. His presence could reshape Osman's military strategies, bringing new alliances or even internal conflicts. Bursa remains a hotbed of tension, with Claudius openly defying the emperor. His ambition to restore Bursa's former glory will likely lead to a violent confrontation with Sophia's loyalists. This internal strife could weaken Byzantine control, creating an opportunity for Osman Bey to expand his influence. However, Claudius' unpredictability makes him a dangerous wildcard. If he consolidates power, he could become a formidable adversary. While Osman Bey is celebrated for his military prowess, the emotional weight of his family's struggles cannot be ignored. The rescue mission took a toll on Bala Hatun, who fought alongside Osman. The upcoming episode may explore the psychological impact of these events, showing Osman's internal conflict, balancing his duty as a leader with his role as a father and husband. This could lead to intimate moments between Osman and Bala, reinforcing their bond while setting the stage for future challenges. One of the biggest twists in episode 191 is the departure of two major characters, Orhan Bey and Nilüfer Hatun. Their exit will undoubtedly shift the narrative, possibly paving the way for new characters or altering Osman's succession plans. How their departure unfolds, whether through political maneuvering, tragedy, or voluntary exile, will be a crucial moment that reshapes the series' direction. With internal conflicts brewing and external threats escalating, Osman Bey must strategize carefully. The phrase, "Geri Cenk Vaktidir," "it is time for war," suggests that a major battle is imminent. Whether Osman launches an offensive or defends his territory, the upcoming episode will likely be action-packed, filled with strategic warfare, betrayals, and unexpected alliances. However, Claudius is also opposed by Sophia's faction, creating internal discord within the Byzantine command. This division could weaken their ability to formulate a unified strategy against Osman, giving the Turks an opportunity to capitalize on their enemy's instability. New military strategies, the role of Turgut Alp and Konar Alp. Turgut Alp's return remains one of the most anticipated elements of this episode, and it will likely have a lasting impact on Osman's war strategies. Given his extensive battle experience, he may propose new tactical formations that Osman Bey can adopt against the Mongols. Whether it's ambush techniques, defensive maneuvering, or swift cavalry attacks, Turgut's expertise will be critical in countering unpredictable enemy movements. Konar Alp, on the other hand, has proven to be a resourceful scout, gathering intelligence on the Byzantine camps. His latest findings might lead Osman to identify weaknesses in enemy supply chains, allowing him to strike at vital points before the Mongols and Byzantines can fully mobilize. The emotional fallout, Osman Bey and Bala Hatun's next challenge. With Osman constantly embroiled in warfare, his personal relationships remain a crucial aspect of the show's depth. Bala Hatun's strength is undeniable, but the emotional toll of their struggles may start to show. Episode 191 might delve into her concerns for their children, particularly Orhan Bey, whose future as Osman's successor is becoming an increasing topic of discussion. If Nilüfer Hatun and Orhan Bey's departure proves final rather than temporary, Bala may wrestle with anxiety about their family's legacy. Osman, burdened by the weight of leadership, may seek moments of solace, though history proves he never allows himself too much emotional vulnerability. Foreshadowing the future, will Osman make a critical mistake? One of the fascinating patterns in Kuruluş Osman is how the show sets up seemingly minor conflicts that later explode into major crises. Osman has been outmaneuvering his enemies for years, but historical figures, no matter how skilled, aren't immune to miscalculations. If he overestimates his ability to handle the Mongols and Byzantines simultaneously, his forces may face significant losses. Lastly, don't underestimate the role of the women in this generational shift. Malhun Hatun, as Orhan's mother, and Bala Hatun, as Alaeddin's, each have their own hopes and fears for their sons. The maternal influence could become more pronounced in this episode, especially if the sons are pitted against each other, even unintentionally. Could we witness the early formation of a power block centered around each mother-son duo? Episode 191 might not resolve these tensions, but it could be the first time they are truly exposed. What starts as a disagreement over strategy could evolve into a quiet rivalry, one that will shape the future of the Beylici for years to come. In Part 5, we'll explore potential climaxes, emotional reckonings, and the larger implications for Osman's long-term dream of founding a state, and what sacrifices that dream may still demand. As we approach the climax of episode 191, one theme rises to the surface above all others: sacrifice. For years, Kuruluş Osman has depicted Osman Bey's journey from tribal leader to architect of a nation not just through conquest, but through profound personal loss. And if the narrative pattern holds true, the upcoming episode may place Osman once again at the edge of an emotional or ideological abyss, one that forces him to pay a price to secure the dream he has long pursued. The show has always made it clear that building a state is not just about territory, it's about vision, identity, and continuity. And to ensure these, Osman may be compelled to sever ties, make controversial decisions, or even lose someone dear to him. Could episode 191 be the chapter where a long-standing character, perhaps one of Osman's closest companions or advisors, falls victim to betrayal or war? Such a loss would not only devastate Osman but also realign the emotional tone of the series going forward. A highly likely scenario is a moral confrontation, not a battle of swords, but of ideas. A scene between Osman and a dissenting bey or a member of his own family, where foundational beliefs are challenged, could serve as the episode's emotional core. Does strength justify harsh justice? Is Osman still in touch with the spiritual foundation laid by his father, Ertugrul Gazi, or has political necessity dulled his ideals? A question like this, posed not by an enemy but by someone close, could be the most dangerous of all. We must also consider the spiritual dimension. Characters like Shiki Bali or his ideological successors may return to offer guidance, or critique. Their voice could be a compass, reminding Osman, and us, that the path to empire is paved not only with victories, but with wisdom, restraint, and accountability. A brief yet powerful conversation between Osman and a spiritual figure could redefine his outlook, perhaps preparing him for a future moment when he must step back and let the next generation lead. And what of the people? The show has increasingly highlighted the common folk, villagers, artisans, scholars, as the foundation of the new state. In episode 191, we may see Osman directly engage with them, either through a crisis, such as a famine, local rebellion, or manipulation by Byzantine spies, or through a public address. This would symbolize a deeper shift, from tribal leadership to statesmanship. From this point forward, Osman is not just leading warriors, he's leading a population with diverse needs and voices. The episode might also feature a symbolic act, such as the laying of a foundation stone for a school, a mosque, or a new council hall. Such gestures, though simple on the surface, carry enormous narrative weight. They show that Osman's dream is not only to survive but to civilize, to establish permanence. And in contrast, we may also see darker imagery, destroyed villages, traitorous letters, or the silent grave of a fallen brother in arms. This duality, hope and loss, has always been the core of the show's storytelling. As a final reflection, episode 191 may end not with a cliffhanger, but with an emotional question. A look in Osman's eyes, a decision delayed, a sword sheathed instead of drawn. These moments often say more than battle scenes. They ask, how far can a man go before the mission consumes the man himself? What do you think will happen next? Will Osman's trust be betrayed from within? Could Orhan or Aladdin make a move that reshapes the power dynamic of the entire Beylici? Or will we see the calm before a greater storm, one that brings not just new enemies, but forces Osman to face the limits of his own leadership?